So many things that we did are only now coming to fruition. We said we were doing this, and we said we passed a law to do it, but people didn't know because the law didn't take effect until January 1 of this year. We capped the cost of insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare. People are just finding out. I'm sure you're getting the same calls I'm getting. Look, there are millions of other Americans who do not or are not on Medicare, including 200,000 young people with type 1 diabetes and need this insulin to stay alive. Let's finish the job this time. Let's cap the cost of insulin for everybody at $35.
The reason these companies are charging such high prices for insulin is because the government is in bed with them. That's it.
He knows that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he says that the founder did not patent insulin. Well, that is true, but the current providers of insulin have been doing this practice called patent evergreening, in which they just make minor changes to the delivery device through which insulin is given. And they do that so they can keep extending the patent on insulin. And a lot of companies do this. And this is one way that a lot of companies just box out competition and generic brands from coming in to create lower prices naturally. You don't need to price cap these things.
It is so insane. And it has the same effect as making really high minimum wages on states. It's ruining the value of work. If you create a limit, a lower limit on how much people can pay, then they're not going to hire as many people. It has a very similar effect to creating a price cap on things. It's just not going to work. It's literally just not going to work.
Yeah, I have a feeling we will probably start seeing shortages of insulin if we really...
That was going to be my next thing I was going to say. I would be surprised if there's not currently a shortage of insulin right now.
Absolutely. And really what we should be doing is just getting out of the way of competitors to come into the market and naturally make it cheaper for consumers, right? Because there is a problem here. Consumers cannot pay, or most consumers cannot pay the price that insulin is currently being charged at. But that's because these companies, these big companies that are producing it, have boxed out all of these competitors, one through patents, but also a lot of these companies will, it's hard to explain, but they will threaten to sue generic brands if they were to come into the market, and then they'll do this payoff to that competition so they don't start producing a generic brand. And all of that is legal.
All of that's legal, and all of it's funded by government bailouts.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are a million ways to make pharmaceuticals cheaper in the United States, and the government is doing none of them. The market could handle this just fine, and we wouldn't see shortages, and we wouldn't see this price gouging, quote unquote, that we're seeing right now if we just allowed competitors to come in and produce cheaper medications.